beasts all over the street. And our savior, a man with many professions. Take it away, Johnny.
What's up, guys?
A hunter hunts beasts. I'm told I'm different from what I hunt. But lately that difference gets further and further.
Put your gun in my mouth and pull the trigger!
You mean to tell me we started all this? Am I here to fix the church's mistake?
Dear, oh dear. What was it? The hunt? The blood? Or the horrible dream?
You hypocrites! Everything we do to one another, just for answers. Even the most grotesque of beasts can't hold a candle to the nature of man. What's up, everybody? We're back, and today we're gonna ask the question, how viable is Bloodtinge in Bloodborne? I'm gonna say I've been in school for the past few weeks, so that's why this took longer to upload, but it should be March 24th, which means this marks the 10-year anniversary for Bloodborne. And what a better way to honor it than to upload this video on this day. Before we get started, I did want to mention that on March 26th, I'm going to be streaming Elden Ring for How Viable is Faith footage. And if you want to join me, like, subscribe, check me out. Again, March 26th at around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I also went with Bloodtinge because it seems a little bit more related to Faith than Arcane, because blood is literally involved with the church in this game. And if you guys are interested in the music, I put it in the top right corner whenever it starts. So just look up there if you're looking for a specific song. So let us let Johnny out into Yharnam. Wait, let me see. No, guys, oh my god. I used to work at a pizza shop, like a casual dining pizza shop. Like, one of my friends is still following an employee from there. And he just posted a picture of the new pizza. And I shit you not, they are calling it Haktua Upa Salad. Alright, okay, y'all are just gonna believe me. I'll post it somewhere. Even the computer it's doing me a favor. Noble Scion has the most Bloodtinge out of the other starters. And look at that, it says Faith right there. Faith, oh my god. We name our boy Mr. Sinners. And again, I try to make him look as close as Johnny as possible, but I'm just not good with character customization. I'm so sorry, Johnny.
Ooh, you right, you wrong, you real wrong.
But it's time to finally put Johnny's sins in Bloodborne.
Good. All signed and sealed. Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
a hunter.
And finally, we can start the Eldritch Horror. Before we leave, I test out my attacks and my dodge rolls. And we face our first enemy, who does start to give me a little bit of trouble. But we finish it off by plucking a couple of ass hairs from the back. We still got it. Get those first dubs right off the bat. Never lose. Okay, so this is how Birmingham is like. And the residents here are very resistant to me fisting them. That's usually my specialty. Since we can't really do any damage to them, I just lower the ladder and go up so we can get our first lantern.
Pookie?
In the controls, there's no way to actually map jump to a different button press, so we're stuck to jumping if we press dodge immediately after dash. Stupid! There's no Bloodtinge weapons at the beginning, so we just go with the hunter axe, and I've only used the pistol, so that's what I stick with. I gotta go with old reliable. And we bring in the helicopter back. Hey, Garriman, how's my old man doing?
You must be the new hunter. Welcome to the Hunter's Dream. This will be your home for now. I am Garriman, friend to you hunters.
And we buy some armor so we can get a slight amount of defense before we head back into Yharnam. And we have a chat with one of the residents.
Birmingham is a f***ing I hate the f***ing place. I f***ing hate it. It's full of
Oh, you must be a hunter. And not one from around here either. I'm Gilbert, a fellow outsider. You must have had a fine time of it. Yharnam has a special way of treating guests. But if it's blood you're interested in, you should try the Healing Church. The church controls all knowledge on blood ministration and all varieties of blood.
Well, you heard the man. Let's get up there to church. I haven't said that in years. This strong heavy attack is the absolute GOAT. But right now we face one of our first issues. Oh no, not the mouth, not the mouth. Next time the mouth. And this is the first time we die. Don't worry, we die 2 times. We eventually get that parrying timing a bit better. Get your ass out of here. And any downed enemy is just free eats for this charged heavy. You were awesome at DS3 bosses? No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think I was pretty good in DS3 bosses. This is gonna be an issue. With the fast-paced gameplay of Bloodborne, I fear that I'm definitely going to do worse compared to DS3. There's a huge mob out in the streets, but thankfully our transformed axe has much more range and crowd control to deal with all of them. To increase our damage, we go around getting some bloodstone shards when we can. Y'all really think you can jump me and I won't expect it? I know how y'all think. I was raised in Portland. These dudes really don't like their foreigners out here.
You that outsider? Well, sorry, but I don't want anything to do with you. Trot along, will ya?
There's still some dudes in the middle being covered by some gunmen, so we lure them out so we can pick them off one by one. Now time to take these guys out as I eat their bullets. Alright, is there anything he can't do? Is there anything Johnny cannot do? You can tell you're an outsider because you're outside. You know, I didn't even think about that. We find some more shards. If you studied Souls games, you would know dogs are the most fierce. I tried to leave this giant out to fight, but he really wanted that smoke. You're kidding me! Shouldn't have been easy to parry there, buddy. Then we had to face these werewolf-like dudes, and I actually do real well lowering the first one's HP down, but I think at a certain point the other one decides to just join them, and that is way too much for me. The developers really didn't care for this NPC's emotions when I stun lock his ass. No, Please, I'm a Jacob fan. I metaphorically dodge roll that encounter by just going another way. But we're able to enter this house and then just get a shortcut back to our first lantern. After that, we go onto the bridge and run past all these enemies so we can now face the cleric beast. And with great positioning, we can at least hit him twice with the charged heavy as well. I don't know how I didn't dodge this very telegraphed grab. We alive! We alive! And for bigger beasts in Bloodborne, they also have the breaking limbs mechanic. By damaging a certain limb, you'll eventually break it and stagger that enemy. They'll start to move a bit slower now because they're limping. And if you repeatedly attack the area that you broke the limb, from what I read, you're going to deal at least 50% more damage to it. So I think we absolutely sliced like both of his ankles, and we also missed the visceral attack. You know, I didn't even need that anyway. I'm not even really lying, because apparently the head is also like breakable, and as soon as you damage it enough times, you'll also be able to do a visceral attack on it. But I wasn't being careful, I panicked, the beast hit me at least 2 times, and that was it for the first run. The next run wasn't much better. I ran in with 7 vials, 14 bullets, and we started off like this. Again, I don't think I can parry this dude, but at least you can target the head for like what I said earlier. And I would like to blame it on me running out of all my materials, but I just ran into this. And yes, Bloodborne is amazing, but the fact that I have to go and grind for the blood vials and the blood bullets, I did not like that. I spent like maybe 30 minutes to an hour on stream farming for this. I also decided to make more use out of the other items I have, like the oil urn. This will double the fire damage of the next attack that the target is coated in, and I also have Molotovs, so this is going to be doing some booming damage. Finally, I actually avoid this grab attack. And we didn't even miss the visceral attack. Okay, you know what? This is going good. This is going pretty good. I think right now I'll show you the damage of the Molotov after the oil urn. You're kidding me. Okay. Now we're actually gonna get it. But it deals about 440 damage, and that's a lot for this dude. But we lobbed so many mollies that I just had so many blood vials by the end of his HP bar. And we throw one last Molotov, and the cleric beast took us around 3 attempts. Honestly, that's not the best for me. But with the insight you get from this boss, you can now talk to the doll, allowing us to level ourselves up. We don't have many weapons that can utilize Bloodtinge, so I put more of our points into Vitality. Bro, I just beat a boss. What's up? You nothing to me. This dude followed me the entire way, so I just decided to put him in the hole. Down here, there's only a couple enemies with torches. They're not really that big of a deal. But this enemy, I swear his weapon has a bigger hitbox than it shows. I would put money on it. Babe 1, Babe 2, please check this out. We also get the hunter armor that we had already just bought. Jesus, they're all... Bro, you never go this far. Yeah, I was about to say, walk your ass back. We go on ahead and cut these corpses down before we go on and talk to Eileen.
Oh, a hunter, are you? And an outsider? What a mess you've been caught up in. And tonight of all nights. Here, to welcome the new hunter. Prepare yourself for the worst. There are no humans left. They're all flesh-hungry beasts now.
Oh my god.
What are you still doing here? Enough trembling in your boots. A hunter must hunt.
Yes, dear. There's an enemy down there just inside the corner of the wall.
Dude, stop, let me go.
They just piled themselves up this much so I can body them so hard. But we go on up from the sewer and talk to Gascoigne's daughter.
Who are you? I don't know your voice, but I know that's Hunter. And I just really look for my mum. Daddy never came back from the hunt, and she went to find him, but now she's gone too. I'm all alone and scared. Really? Oh, thank you. My mum wears a red jeweled brooch. It's so big and beautiful. You won't miss it. Oh, I mustn't forget. If you find my mum, give her this music box. It plays one of Daddy's favourite songs. And when Daddy forgets us, we play it for him so he remembers. Mum's so silly running off without it.
I also forgot I have to backtrack a little bit because one of these corpses we cut down is holding a shard for us. I know what happens when you go into that tunnel. I've played these games before. We go and get the shortcut to this bridge, but we just have to stall these enemies on here for long enough until they light the ball and we run away from it. We honestly didn't have to do this. I could have took him on all by myself. Send this dude on to the next week. This is disgusting. I don't actually have a joke for this. This is just straight up disgusting. But now it's time for us to face Gascoigne.
Beasts all over the shop. You'll be one of them, sooner or later.
Time for our first 1v1 hunter fight, and I'm not anxious at all. I swear I have the parrying timings pretty well down, and not only that, we can get a nice attack when he gets back up, just parrying him again. We do like a good 40% of his HP right at the beginning. At this point, he's now using the transformed version of his axe, so the parrying timing with this one is a little bit more difficult for me, but this attack after the roll is just an easy time to do it. And I know at this point he's going to start to transform, so I decide to also get the music box that we have to stun him for a little bit. After we have him stunned, I try to do the charged heavy on the transformed, but he stumbles after the first hit, so I don't utilize it to its fullest potential. But him being more aggressive in this phase is actually best because we just parry him even faster and easier. And there we go, Gascoigne down, first attempt. It's not the craziest fight, but I do get a lot of confidence from this, thinking, you know what, I at least still have the skills to beat him. Maybe I can make it through the rest of this game after all. After beating Gascoigne, we go get the red jeweled brooch. I would give it to his daughter, but it seems like she dies afterwards, so I'm just not going to give it to her. And now we can buy a weapon that's more fit for our build, the repeating pistol. This weapon has higher base damage and Bloodtinge scaling as you level it up, but the cost is it takes 2 Quicksilver bullets. Right now, the damage compared to the Hunter pistol is actually pretty similar, but once we go up in Bloodtinge and level this thing up and use some items, this thing is going to absolutely pack a punch. So I immediately buy it and start leveling it up and get the strength stat necessary to actually wield the thing. We use the key dropped by Gascoigne so we can continue on further into the cathedral. We also get the workshop tool to put blood gems on our weapons. And finally, we're into the next part inside the actual cathedral. Ayo, buddy, who are you?
Oh, you must be a hunter. Very sorry. The incense must have masked your scent. Good, good. I've been waiting for one of your ilk. These hunts have everyone all locked up inside, waiting for it to end. It always does, always has, you know, since forever. But it won't end nicely, not this time. Even some folks hiding inside are going bad. The screams of women folk, the stench of blood, the snarls of beasts, none of them's too uncommon now. Yharnam's done for, I tell ya.
I used to fear these giant dudes way back in the day when I first played this. They really ain't all that. Stay behind them, decimate those kneecaps. It's really that easy. You already know what we have to do. We still don't have any right-handed Bloodtinge weapons, so to keep up, I level up the axe. I'm not buying that Hunter Chief emblem, so we go down the path to the Blood-Starved Beast, and eventually catch up and find Alfred.
You're a beast hunter, aren't you? I knew it. That's precisely how I started out. Oh, beg pardon. You may call me Alfred, protege of Master Ligurius, hunter of vile bloods. So, what say you? Our prey might differ, But we are hunters, the both of us. Why not cooperate and discuss the things we've learned? Beast hunting is a sacred practice. May the good blood guide your way.
Pull the lever so we can go on down to old Yharnam. Since we have the repeating pistol, I do think it's a bit better to start leveling Bloodtinge now, since we do have something to capitalize off of it. And as we open the door, we see this town defended by Jura. I think I said his name right.
You there, Hunter! Didn't you see the warning? Turn back at once. Old Yharnam, burned and abandoned by men, is now home only to beasts. They are of no harm to those alone. Turn back, for the hunter will face the hunt.
Honestly, I agree. These dudes weren't even doing anything until I decided to step into their domain.
You're a skilled hunter, adept, merciless, half-cut with blood, as the best hunters are.
No better way to show that you love and care for these creatures by raining hell on them. Get back in the corner. I've never played Bloodborne, so I can't gaslight you if there's a Madeira. Oh, it's Madeira somewhere in here. All right, step one, shoot him off the edge so we don't actually have to fight him. No! All right, quickly, parry him to death. How much damage does this do? Oh my god, no, yeah, I fumbled the bag with this guy.
I should think you still have dreams. Well, the next time you dream, give some thought.
Oh, nah, run it back, run it back. Oh, thank you. After reloading the area, we get his powder keg hunter badge. And honestly, I don't even really need it. The only thing I can really buy from this to take advantage of Bloodtinge is the rifle spear. And no one's gonna be using that. There's another hunter down here, so I decided to take care of him. And don't worry, he's absolute buns. With him down, we can now safely go down these platforms down here. There's a couple of enemies in this other building, but honestly, we just used the transformed axe to take care of all of them. And we find what many people would agree on is the worst weapon in the entire game, the rifle spear. Now, it says it does blood tinge damage, but that's actually more of a lie. The weapon can transform, and its transformed version is a gun. And when you shoot it, that's when it takes that blood tinge damage into account. So no, as you swing this thing, you won't be dealing blood tinge damage, only in the gun form when you actually shoot it. We push on further, seeing these enemies with the omae shindiru eyes. So enemies with red eyes are actually going to be doing poison damage to you, and it must be real cold down there because they really wanted this heat, and they just keep on coming. Where was Blood even looking at? Oh no, I'm all alone. I hope I don't get jump scared by low quality Gangnam Style. No! That dummy boy unlocked a little shortcut for us back to the lantern. We have to spend a lot of echoes on blood bullets. And eventually we get the repeating pistol also to +3 with a little blood tinge gem, which it's not going to do much, but anything counts. We go back and run past all the enemies so we can now face the blood-starved beast. This one head slamming attack is at least a lot easier to parry, but at 75% HP he was like, you know what, I'm already done with your I buy the gas coin outfit so we can increase our poison resistance and also look drippy. Before the fight, I decide to inject myself and get 5 more blood bullets and also use the rally off of this enemy so I'm not actually wasting them. I haven't said it yet, but we now have Bone Marrow Ash. From what I read, the numbers are different on other guns, but it at least gives you a 2.55 multiplier. It only works on the next shot, but you can carry 10 of these at a time. And for weapons like the repeating pistol, this is just going to increase its damage even further. This right here is the first test of its damage, and honestly, that's not bad at all. I don't know, but with this charge attack, it seems a little difficult for me to get it since he's already charging at you as soon as it's time to parry. They're more aggressive during phase 2, so I use more items that I have like fire paper and also the blood cocktail, so I have a chance to actually use my fire paper and keep them stuck for a second. So we bought the Gascoigne armor for phase 3, so now whenever we're near them, we automatically start building up poison. But with a parry and one more shot, we bring down the blood-starved beast in 2 attempts. I absolutely despise going against this boss, so I'm glad we were able to get it out of the way quick. I don't know, he just runs around a lot, and also that poison mechanic in phase 3, I'm just really bad against it. But we keep on putting our points into Bloodtinge, and I want to take a trip to Unseen Yargul. They really left this door unlocked, huh? Now this woman will only really talk to you when you're wearing church armor.
By your garb, the healing church. You've come to save me. Oh, thank you, dear saint. I have no words to express my relief. You can take this, at least. It's sure to please an upstanding member of the church like you.
See, now this is a real disadvantage to being tall. Alright ladies, you don't want a tall man, because he'll just get picked off by a Bloodborne hunter. But honestly, this is a great place to start getting twin bloodstone shards so we can upgrade our weapons past +3. Oh my god, they're really trying to dig around in there. And the worst part, there's nothing, the whole head is empty. But as we're here, we do try to attempt Dark Parl, and I absolutely tried my best for like an hour and a half. But this was one of the roughest fights I've had during the entire playthrough. Nope, that was bad. What? What? God damn you! Come on! Alright. Oh my god. I think that's just gonna be my last one. We'll be coming back for him, but we died around 19 times. We go on up and get a rune we can't use. And in one of these chests, we also find a really good blood gemstone. I don't fully remember, but I think it increases blood damage by around 12%, which is a massive gain, especially for the repeating pistol, since it can only hold one gemstone. Of course, acquire even more twin bloodstone shards. And in a chest, we get the Radiant Sword Hunter badge, and this unlocks a lot of stuff in the messenger shop, but we're only looking for 2 things really. We can now buy Bloodstone shards, and we don't really need it, but we can use it to level up the rest of our equipment to at least +3, and make it easier to upgrade other weapons in the future. But we can now buy Bone Marrow Ash from the messenger shop, so we have an infinite supply of it. So I'm pretty much going to be bringing that to every single boss fight from here on out. Alright, now we just gotta follow our way down to the old abandoned workshop. Okay, let's do that again and not die. We get down there and we find in a chest the doll armor, which we can get a huge amount of echoes from. I do not want to know what Gehrman got up to with this doll. We also get one of the 3 umbilical cords here so we can get a certain ending at the end. We proceed to decimate our ankles and encounter the townsfolk that actually live down here.
A night of curses. A night to remember. What you say, friend?
And encounter some of the first forms of alien life in the game. I know I've done a lot of roles in my past life, but come on, you don't have to do me that hard. Honestly, I'm scared of this enemy, so I just cheese them by hitting them through the well. We go and take an elevator back up, allowing us to now open a shortcut back to the cathedral. And not only that, we also get some numbing mist, which will cancel out the ability to heal on NPCs and I think players. And for right now, my goal is to actually get to Canehurst Castle. They have a lot more Bloodtinge weapons over there, but in order to get there, we need an invitation, and we can only get that invitation by going past the Forbidden Woods. So to unlock that area, we have to go and take on Vicar Amelia, a woman that cared so much about the Blood Church that offered her the path to corruption. Step 1, we gotta make her medical insurance even higher.
You're gonna need a wheelchair.
Breaking off the limbs definitely lets us do more damage in the end, and also I'm pretty decent at dodging most of their attacks. Not only that, I think the arm is a separate limb that you can also break. And I don't know, but when they do that little orange thing, I think they're restoring their limbs. Which honestly ain't bad, it just means I can break them all over again, and doing that enough times gives us a chance to riposte her. And another thing with the limbs, they try to heal themselves, but I'm able to break it and stop their animation. And she tries to heal again. I don't think there's anything else I can break, but we have some more numbing mist to prevent her from maximizing her healing. I thought she almost sent me back to the cathedral, but we barely survived this grab. And in the end, I just decided it's probably best to gun her down like the beast she has become. It did take a lot of our resources, but we ended up beating Amelia in one attempt. I do feel bad for her for believing in a system that ultimately turned her into a beast. But once we get to Cainhurst Castle, the ends are definitely going to justify the means.
Master Willem, I've come to bid you farewell.
Oh, I know. You think now to betray me.
No, but you will never listen. I tell you, I will not forget our adage.
We are born of the blood.
Say that again?
Made men by the blood, undone by the blood. Our eyes are yet to open.
Fear the old blood. I must take my leave.
And here we go, showcasing the gemstone. Again, a nice 12.6% extra on the repeating pistol. Woo! The path has opened for us to go to the Forbidden Woods, and we also find Alfred here.
Oh, good to see you safe. Now, let's think up something to discuss. Just tell me what piques your interest. As you know, the Healing Church is the fountainhead of blood healing. Well, I'm a simple hunter, quite unfamiliar with the ins and outs of the institution. But I have heard that the holy medium of blood healing is venerated in the main cathedral, and that counselors of the old church reside in the high stratum of the cathedral ward. If you seek blood healing, and the church is willing, you should pay them a visit.
And now we have the password to continue on our journey.
The password.
He's dead, but he looks so dapper. Honestly, in the Forbidden Woods, I just run past everybody because we have to make it into this cave that's full of poison, and we have to climb a very long ladder leading us back to Yosefska's clinic. But we make it back to the starting room as we have to kill this alien who is in our room. This is our room, and collect the Cainhurst summons. I can book it. I'm a beast. What'd I say? Uh-oh. No! What'd I say? As we're opening the door, the dogs are rimming my ass out like a buffet. Okay, wait a minute. Who put that in my script? Me? Nah, that couldn't have been me. Great. Alright, we came to a consensus. Back in the Hunter's Dream, we also get the Eye of the Blood-Drunk Hunter, allowing us to go into the DLC. But we ain't doing that right now. We gotta focus on getting our runes in Cainhurst, and acquiring any bloodstones that we can get. We also go against the Witches of Hemwick, and I had 0 insight, but when you go into the boss, you get 1 insight, so I still had to face these mad ones out here. But even then, the fight was still easy, just having to kill both witches at a sort of similar time. It only took us 1 attempt. Again, the enemies it spawns are annoying, but they're not really a deal breaker. Now, the real reason you fight this boss is so we can now actually put runes on our character. And now it's time we can finally get to Canehurst Castle.
Hey, 我有冰淇淋，我很喜欢冰淇淋。
Got a couple of mosquitoes out here trying to suck me dry. Don't clip that. No one clip that.
Jarvis, clip that.
Yo, I finally have women around me. Yes, they're trying to hurt me, but I'll take anything I can get. This bro really thinking he in FNAF. I'm actually getting offended that you think I would fall for these. These dudes with the rapiers actually do a lot of damage and are very quick. We get a nice elevator leading us all the way back down. You're gonna want to plug your ears real quick.
Women.
These dudes are pretending to be cleaners, scrubbing the floor and shit. And it works. Right here, we gotta go and jump out of this window, acquire some hickeys, and I don't know how this attack stuns you. I feel like there's times I'm far and it shouldn't get me, but I don't know how I get trapped. I don't know the hitbox on that. When I try to target them and shoot them mid-animation to cancel it, it still goes off. I thought the room with the ghosts is what you needed to proceed, but no, you can actually just go over here to this ledge because there's a room with a lever that'll allow you to go up ladders. Taking this path will eventually lead you to Pontiff Sullivan. Wrong game, Martyr Ligarius. I don't know how I got that wrong. I'm not ready for Pontiff. It's not Pontiff. There's a couple items we can still get, and in this chest we get the Evelyn.
Don't f with me, Johnny. I have the power of God and anime on my side.
The Evelyn is just a much beefier version of the Hunter pistol since it allows you to have S scaling on Bloodtinge with it. It is the most efficient pistol in the game, so I mostly use this gun when I want to parry and use the repeating pistol for some heavy damage. I'm sorry if I mispronounce this, but we get the Rider Polishing. It's pretty much a rapier that can turn into a gun as you transform it. It's the same deal as the rifle spear where the blood tinge only takes into account when you fire blood bullets from it. And if you try to use it normally, it's more of a dex weapon. And before we continue on, I also wanted to continue Eileen's quest line.
Oh, hello there. Perfect timing. I must warn you not to go near the tomb below Erden Chapel in the Cathedral Ward. Henrik, an old hunter, has gone mad.
First encounter, and this dude is a spamming piece of shit. I see why Eileen wanted to kill your ass. To avoid hitting Eileen, I mostly try to parry and riposte him, and just shoot him down at the end so we don't friendly fire on her.
That wasn't necessary of you, but you have my thanks. We made it with our lives. You're not bad at all. You must have killed Gascoigne as well then. But try to keep your hands clean. A hunter should hunt beasts. Leave the hunting of hunters to me.
I have not faced this dude in years.
They must have amnesia. They forgot that I'm him.
And I definitely have to be much more confident when dodging through these skulls. This dude likes to move around a lot and have both longer range and close range projectiles. And I'm so underleveled to the point where a missed charge attack is just gonna lead to my death. Not only that, our Hunter Axe is only plus level 4, so even when we have a fire paper to it, we're really not doing that much damage. Honestly, the first phase kinda sucks because it's literally just a few minutes of trying to fight him and running away. And the losses are much more bitter because of that. Not just the run back, but the time of just the first phase. On this one attack, I try to backstab him, but I don't think you can really do it. Maybe with other weapons it's faster. Currently, my only real strategy is hitting him once and then immediately backing away. We do have Bone Marrow Ash for our repeating pistol, but I don't know what was going through my head. I thought I had a limited amount. I forgot I could just buy them from the shop, so I was being very careful with them when I didn't have to be. Eventually we get him to phase 2 where he's much more aggressive and we have better chances of actually parrying him. The most annoying attack out of him is literally doing this sword planted on the roof where it just sends out a bunch of other projectiles to hit you, where I have to focus it. One thing is with the scythe attack, I'm a little bad at judging the distance at first of the scythe, so I actually end up getting hit even when parrying. Like right here, I got greedy because I really didn't know how long that thing is. But to make this fight go faster, I learned that you can actually dodge with him as opposed to away from him after he tries to counterattack. And his phase 2 transition attack is honestly there to just give you a backstab. And with more practice, I get much better at timing the scythe swings. I just hate this part because I took the time and the bullet to hit that sword and get rid of it just for him to plant another one right away. And again, my main weapon is very bad at the damage, so I'm kind of relying on the parries. He does have some attacks I'm too scared to parry, but you can at least get some chip damage with the Hunter Axe. And we're just gonna sit back and watch some of the gameplay for now. There we go, Martin Ligaria's down, and it took us 7 attempts to get this off the roof. He is one of the biggest hurdles when it comes to making a good Bloodtinge build, but now we can finally get a main weapon that's just gonna rip through enemies using Bloodtinge. We take his Crown of Illusions and use it to unveil the real prize. We head on up and meet the queen of the Vile Bloods.
Visitor. Moon-scented hunter. I am Annalise, Queen of Castle Canehurst. Ruler of the Vile Bloods, and sworn enemy of the Church. I prithee, partake of my rotted blood. Very well. Drink deep of our blood. Feel the spreading corruption burn. Now, thou art too a vile blood. We two, the very last on this earth.
The Canehurst badge only unlocks a few things, but the one that really matters is the Chikage, which costs 50,000 blood echoes. Not only is this weapon expensive, but so are blood vials and blood bullets as we continue on through the game. So I decided to do the cum dungeon. I won't be using this thing to level up. I'm mostly just going to be using it for blood vials, maybe some upgrade materials that I don't already have access to. So don't worry, we ain't cheating with this thing. In order to actually get to it, we have to beat the first boss in the first floor of the dungeon. Wait. It's okay, we'll take it. And the second, and it's really that easy. I'll just do this one just so I can see. All you have to really do is just stand here, wait for that enemy to die, and you get a free 90,000 blood echoes.
I don't know who I am anymore. I'm getting too much money.
Untransformed, the Chikage is just a physical weapon that takes advantage of skill, but transformed, it adds blood damage to it along with its blood scaling. So it's much more powerful in this form, but there is a downside where you'll be losing HP as you have this thing in your hand. And if you charge its heavy, it takes around like 20% of your HP, but it's a decent trade-off, and it's not even 1% of HP per second, it's less than that. For now, we can get this weapon to a nice +3, but I want to get this thing even higher, so we go around collecting twin bloodstone shards from the Forbidden Woods around the Grand Cathedral. I go back and pick up Ariana, the NPC, and bring her back to the cathedral so we can get another umbilical cord.
Oh, thank you, darling. Maybe I'll see you there.
One that we don't really get with her consent.
All I can give is my blood. But would you even take a horse's blood? Oh, good. Come close, dear. Don't worry, this isn't the first time.
We have the twin bloodstone shards, and with some chunks we got a Canehurst, we're able to bring our Chikage up to a nice +7. And it's not much, but we're at least able to also get the repeating pistol to a +4. And right now our Bloodtinge is a nice respectable 27. I forgot to also mention this, but the Chikage also has fast poison, which is essentially just bleed from the other games. This weapon is so quick, it can slash through these venom heads before they really get a chance to do anything. We have a shortcut all the way back, and I try to observe the nice view. Think it is? Damn! There's also this NPC that is really just a beast, and when you send him to the cathedral with others, he'll start killing them.
Whoa! Blimey, don't scare me like that. On a night like this, I took you for a monster. Oh, thank the stars, you're fairly normal. Was it you who put down that awful beast? Ooh, that thing had me trembling, frozen in my boots. And then you came along.
So we gotta take the first move and try to kill him first.
Have you got a screw loose? Or is it your animal intuition? You hunters have got more blood on your hands.
He's difficult, so I literally just poison knifed him and waited for his HP to go down.
Leave.
The full effect doesn't kill him, so we have to occasionally reapply it. And with that, he eventually dies. We also find a cannon. I wish I could use it, but it requires 30 strength, and it also really doesn't scale off of Bloodtinge at all, so it's not even really for Bloodtinge users. There's this cemetery with snakes, and they have a lot of twin bloodstone shards we can use for our repeating pistol. Oh, up them cheeks, bro. That had to have hurt. Bro, you know, I'm at the party. I'm trying to share my insight with girls, you know. They want to see them Lovecraftian horrors. There are also these giant snakes that I fear until I remember we have Bone Marrow Ash. We find more bloodstone chunks. They're really just rocks.
They're minerals. Jesus, Marie.
And we find some of these blue aliens and they're kin. And kin are very weak to thrust attacks. Also, in these woods, you get some runes. One of them will increase your stamina, and another one will increase your HP. We beef our pistol up to a nice +6, and I bought both the Hunter Blunderbuss and the Ludwig's rifle because they're essentially shotguns, and I wanted to see which one was better. I thought the rifle had better scaling, but no, the Blunderbuss is actually the one with better scaling. All the rifle has is just better base damage, so we just level up the Blunderbuss for any future encounters. And since we have the Chikage, I think it's at least best that we also level up some endurance so we have some stamina to use it with, and we gotta do a 3v1 against the Shadows of Yharnam. I want to go after the fire guy first, since he's the one with the range that I can't always see. And since there are 3 of them, they actually have a little bit of less HP than a normal boss. It only takes a couple of bone marrow shots to take him down. Next, I go after the one that has the flaming sword, which is honestly a big mistake. I should have saved him for last. This last shadow is faster, but the most dangerous part about him is his range, because when he summons snakes, he still has a lot of distance that he can hit me from. And I couldn't juggle those 2 things at a time, and eventually I go down. You're kidding me! No matter what, the first dude to kill is always the one that casts fire, but during this rematch, he was just so slippery. So now we have to take out the first Shadow of Yharnam, and he does dodge a bit more of my attacks, but as long as we time it right, we are able to take him out of the fight. But he doesn't have that immense range, so he's not as bad to go against with these snakes. Not only that, you can just occasionally like stun lock him and do a lot of damage without him even raising his hand at you. At the end, I just got tired and gunned him down. But we had a very weird conversation in my chat at the end of it.
Okay, fine, we're done. Second attempt. There's a oh my god, I didn't even realize that comment. There's a good version?
But just so we now have this, it did take us 2 attempts to take out the Shadows of Yharnam. I forgot to show, but the runes I'm rocking are the ones for more blood vials, more blood bullets, and also 10% more stamina. Before we head on to Bergenworth, I just decided to teach this bitch a lesson. With 1 bone marrow ash repeating pistol, we already have him down. We have enough HP, defense, and firepower to really make this an easy boss. So, in total, when we're talking about all the attempts, it took us 20 attempts to beat this guy. Yes, that is a lot of amount of attempts. Bro is walking around blind even though he has like 20 eyes. I'm gonna say it right now, if these aliens want to try and cheese me, I am happy cheesing them. We also get the arcane rune, which reduces arcane damage. We're gonna need that in like a few minutes. Does anyone know the lore behind these things? I think they're called like lumen flowers. I like the design so much, and I'm so curious how they also shoot fire. And they're honestly very damage resistant, but once you hit that eye up there, that's when they're gonna start to just die.
Help me.
We opened the shortcut into Bergenworth, and I'm telling you, against this hunter, I could not perfect parry him for like the longest time. He also has a call beyond, and it doesn't even matter if you go behind cover, honestly. But we eventually locked in, and we're able to whittle him down with the parries. We go and get the student uniform to show we got that knowledge. We eventually get the key allowing us to go outside where Master Willem is. He's looking like a Gooner saw growing fungus. Okay, there's... Am I really gonna keep that in? Yeah, I'm gonna keep that in. We put on the arcane rune since we're about to face Rom.
No, baby!
Alright. And let's go and head into the bottom. The spiders will only spawn right when you start attacking Rom. And I did so much damage, I pretty much skipped their second phase, since I brought them down to like 40% HP left. If you're arachnophobic, don't watch this, because right now on this third phase, there's just an army of spiders heading their way to protect Rom. There's way too many spiders to ignore, so I start focusing more on killing them. And I don't have an excuse here, I just died because I was stupid. On the second attempt, I decided I might as well attack the spiders since Rom isn't hostile yet. And we also bring Rom down to like half HP, but they're still in second phase. And I just do the same thing. I just start targeting the spiders before we put our attention to her again. During the third phase, I just tried to shoot at Rom, but there's so many of them that they were just blocking the shots.
Get down, Mr. President!
But all it took was one well-placed shot with Bone Marrow Ash, and we take out Rom. We did it in about 2 attempts, and I'm happy with that. Rom is very annoying to fight. I definitely hate them. And now that the illusion is gone, it's time to witness the Blood Moon. We head on back to Yosefka's clinic so we can get another umbilical cord.
God, I'm nauseous. Have you found this? It's progressing. I can see things. I knew it. I'm different. I'm no beast. Oh, God, it feels awful. But it proves that I'm chosen. Don't you see how they writhe inside my head? It's rather rapturous.
Well, we'll give her the hunger you're talking about, bro. That's it. Okay. Another third of an umbilical cord. We pretty much have the 3 on lockdown if we want. We get the Evelyn up to +6. We go to Unseen Yargul. I don't know how they didn't hit me more times on the stairs. A bunch of enemies are summoned by this one in particular, so take them out first so none of them keep on respawning. And there's a couple of them sprinkled throughout this level, so make sure you get most of them as you progress. Hey there, folk, how's it going? It's honestly going tiny to and I can't believe I died to this attack, bro. I faced Madir and won. How did I not expect this? Bro, not again. We actually get into another 3v1, like the Shadows of Yharnam, but it's 3 hunters this time. They do not allow 1v1s up in this town. As long as they're also increasing each other's body temperatures at this close range, I can't riposte them. Oh nah, this became personal now. Thor? From Marvel Rivals?
Behold the god of thunder!
They don't respawn, so kill them at your pace. They also pack in the heat of the US military, apparently. This area houses a bunch of chunks and they love giving this me. Damn, you're loose. Also, one of these dudes just broke their AI and they were going after the wall, which was great. We were able to pick off their partner and then eventually just kill them. On the elevator up, I actually noticed there's a little hole that you could go through that I don't think I've seen before. After killing the only dog guarding it, it appears to be a teleporting bath. And this is the moveset of one of the enemies in the Tomb of the Giants, bro. They at least put him in a game where you can match his speed.
Leave me alone!
This bath pretty much teleported us very far into the level, and we were very close to the next boss, the One Reborn. Just like the Tower Knight, they have people up top that are throwing projectiles at you, but this time they're a threat. God, those goddamn... I was gonna say shoes. And also this vomiting on the floor attack, I'm gonna assume reaches the whole first floor or whatever. Looking back at the edited footage, I don't know how I went down to about 6 vials. We're able to stagger them, and we have a good chance of now seeing how much damage the Kage does. And again, this thing is still pretty strong, but I lost the rest of my healing supply to this next floor vomit attack. And yep, eventually that's it for me. Next attempt, I literally just tried to shoot him down. I just kept on replenishing my ammo and then healing myself with the vial, so I never really went near this dude until the end of his life. And there we go, the one reborn took 2 attempts. I can't believe it went past 1. With this defeat, we're pretty much done with Yharnam, but we do have to go and check the Upper Cathedral Ward. We skipped a huge chunk of unseen Yargul, so I decided to just go back so we can get a lot more bloodstone chunks. And now the Chikage is only 1 level away from being max. I forgot to press record, but we did get the key to get up to the Upper Cathedral. Damn, look at all these babies. Let's go. Damn, y'all are just not equipped enough to handle me anymore. They heard my last statement, so they decided to just send 3 wolves on after us. And you can't go through the front door. We also get this badge that allows us to now buy twin bloodstone shards as well. Dude was sticking it so far in my head, I could feel his thoughts. We have to go on up, and there's 2 brain suckers, and they're scary, so I try to kill them with Molotovs. Because let's be fair, look at that damage. I'm not dealing with both of them head on. So after a few sneak throws, we take out the first dude. Oh wait, no, that was the second. We go and get the make contact emote before we also go down and get the shortcut. We go after the Celestial Emissary, and they try spawning in a bunch of them to threaten me. Bro's thinking they like duplicate out here or something. The correct one doesn't have a health bar above them, and instead of slashes, I should have just went with thrust. They're super weak to that. After enough damage, the boss will just enter their big mode. They just put a target on their back. Since they were bigger, I tried to use the blunderbuss, but even with all this space, it doesn't deal that much damage with a bone marrow ash. And we 1 attempted this, and we killed them at range with the Evelyn. We didn't even use the repeating pistol, which is much more leveled up. We just used the Evelyn. That was extra disrespect. I didn't want to go against a Briadus. They scare me, I'll just be honest right now. So we're gonna go into the lecture building. And these dudes really are like the slowest enemy in the game, huh? We go and unlock the Nightmare of Mensis first, but I actually wanted to go to the Frontier. Yo, Patches, what's up?
This cannot be. You cannot be. How did this come to pass? Now, wait just a moment. Do you think ill of me? Me? Indeed, I should think not. I shared with you a thing most secret. Now you're witness to a miracle, and all the stronger for it. You should appreciate it if you've a grain of gratitude in you.
These students haven't seen any action for a long time, haven't they? We also get some red jelly. According to the picture, it looks like a fetus. Bloodborne's about birth, yes, but we finally make it to the right door to enter the Frontier. And I'm gonna say this right now, this is extremely easy. Not only that, before I even go here, I decide to rearrange my blood gems, and we get up to like another 200 blood damage on our Chikage. And for an example of what they expect out of you, these creatures only drop the standard bloodstone shards. And the hunters here almost die to 1 riposte, and even if they attack us back, it doesn't really feel like retaliation based on the damage. The most dangerous part is just being poisoned in this little pool over here while letting these dudes live. They do have some winter lanterns down here, but because of the Cosmic Eye Watcher badge, we could buy a bunch of sedatives, so they're not a problem either.
Damn, what is that, bro?
But even in being in a much lower level area, there's still a threat. So I just go in with the bone marrow ash, sedative, and then bone marrow ash again, and then sedative because I didn't want that frenzy damage. And also Patches decides to kick us. Of course he does. Of course he does. What Souls game does he not do that? And finally, for the boss of this area, we're going to take on an amygdala. Because it's a much bigger and wider target, I wanted to use the blunderbuss with its bone marrow ash. I thought it was putting in some work, but to be fair, it's not really doing that. They had to have just made this attack to put in Dark Souls 3, right? I will say that the blunderbuss isn't as upgraded as our repeating pistol, so I'll give it some slack. Imagine just being able to tear out your own arms and using them like brass knuckles. The amygdala, we beat it first time. Not really an accomplishment. Look at everything else around it. I really do think they expected us to beat this at a lower level. Before we go on to the Nightmare of Mensis, I used my insight to buy some bloodstone chunks so we can increase our frenzy resist. Now these beasts with torches are not a problem, but the leeches that come out of them, when I'm locked on, I don't know how, it's just so much more difficult for me to actually kill them. There's a lot of structures and rocks, so it's not hard to get around the area without getting frenzied. These dudes are really just chilling, waiting for me to casually just walk up in there. Damn, this guy can't even get it through the doorway. This was a free kill. I had trouble with this guy before? Really? They try to use a new tactic called chloroform, but we book it past him to get the shortcut. Dude, my parries are getting absolutely phenomenal. They combined dogs and birds. The worst combination ever. Oh god, why are there more of them? Just stop. Bro, why? But we gotta face everyone's favorite dog on a leash, Mikolash. Before I follow him into the room, I just decided to kill any skeletons that try to enter with us so we don't have to worry about them. And honestly, he just takes the hits. Like, are you into this or something? After getting him to half HP, he already pretends to die, and now we gotta do the whole thing over again.
Oh, majestic! A hunter is a hunter, even in a dream.
Again, you find him, you chase him down, but I will say that this second phase was much more difficult. No way. Oh my god, man. Great. Yeah, that was an easy first try. But we did have to kill him so we can progress throughout the rest of the nightmare. We go back to his arena to get another key and also kill some more of these creatures so we can get some chunks. But we do want to get a blood rock, so we have to take this shortcut and leave halfway through to actually get to it. I'm sorry, I really don't know how I messed that up. That was really... No. Just be patient. Just be patient. Alright, that's it. That's... We got it right the 4th time. There's a bunch of winter lanterns on here, but we have a good amount of sedatives and blood bullets to just go through all of them. And now we gotta drop this bad boy, the brain of Mensis. There's so many great one's wisdoms out here. Look at all this knowledge. But down here where the brain actually was is the blood rock, allowing us to upgrade the Chikage to a good max plus 10. Before we go and do that, I want to actually go and check on this great one. And I remember the first time doing this, I thought it was just in a forbidden area. This thing is just so grotesque. I don't know what a tumor actually looks like, but this feels like something that would be close to one. And yes, it's big. Yes, it's scary. They say the same thing about Johnny when he whips it out. But again, it was people that captured it and people that caged this thing. We use the make contact emote until it does a whole counterclockwise shift to get the moon rune. You don't need it, but it's mostly just to get more blood echoes. Aw, they wanted to try me again. Get down! Yes! Stunlock his ass! Literally! Oh my god, just stop. Just stop. It's so weird to see the moon so huge and what I guess is so close. But at the very top, we find the Queen of Yharnam, and we're here to set free her child that was taken from her. And of course, there had to be one more thing before we could get this baby, huh? Two quick tests. The repeating pistol hits hard like always, and the Chikage does like half of its damage when it's bone marrow ashed. Their health bar is gonna drain like a leak. They do have this move which will allow them to spawn a lot of clones of themselves, and with multiple of them they're also just gonna start eating through my HP as well. But eventually the effect wears off and we can just go back to clobbering them. Alright, so I don't know how I killed it until I realized that Murgo's Wet Nurse can actually get fast poison, so pretty much bled. I think one of the few times I actually activated it on a boss. Really wasn't that difficult. We first attempted Murgo's Wet Nurse. And we also get another umbilical cord that we'll also need for the moon presence later on. But we finally took out what would be the second to last boss, and we're about to move on to the DLC. And we go let Queen Yharnam know that her baby can now finally rest. Gehrman is waiting for us to finally end this game, but we still have some unfinished business, like with Eileen, we had to finish her quest line.
Is that you again? I'm afraid I've made a bit of a blunder. I'm just going to have a short rest. No, don't worry. I've taken blood. Enough to save an old woman. No more dreams for me. This is my last chance. What a fool I am. I'll have to tread carefully. But that thing still lies in wait. Turn back. This is my score to settle.
This next hunter has the Chikage, and it does a lot of damage both untransformed, but his repeating pistol and the transformed version do a lot of blood damage. The repeating pistol is always a problem, so for this fight I brought the Canehurst armor set so we can reduce both physical and blood damage. He's so difficult, I swear most people can consider him a boss. And I definitely feel like he's a boss. But eventually it just gets predictable that he's gonna run at me and try to attack me certain times, so that's a great parry window. If you fight him before this point, He's actually a really tough guy, but I've been leveling up HP because I expect the DLC to kick my ass, so honestly we're good, and the armor just cuts his damage so far down that it takes like 4 hits to kill us. And with that we can finish Eileen's quest line.
Don't you ever listen to your elders. No matter. You did save my life. I don't seem to be apt for this life anymore. My glory days were long ago now. I know. Here. For you. This too is hunter's work. But it bears no honor. A burden you may choose to carry. The decision is yours alone. My eyes grow heavy. Let me rest a while. I'll be fine. Just wait.
I think it's after we kill Murgo's wet nurse, but Ariana gives birth to a young great one.
It can't be. This is a nightmare.
We don't have to, but killing this thing will get you another umbilical cord, but also killing it will kill Ariana in the process. You only need 3 of the umbilical cords, but I'm collecting these like those Pokemon card scalpers. Also, a blood dredge is what you have to give to the Queen of Vilebloods to give birth to more Vilebloods, and when you look at them, they look very suspicious. To enter the DLC, we have to get grabbed by this amygdala outside of the Cathedral Ward.
Can I get some uppies? Uppies? Oh.
Curse their fiends, their children too. And their children forever true.
Once we're in the DLC, I swear to God, we were starting to tear their ass up that they had to start spamming on us. I will be fair, some of them were distracted by other enemies, just making it easy backstab potential. Ooh, the back shots. Help! But I haven't faced any hunters with these weapons before, and I'm still getting good timings. Dude, Elden Ring's gonna be so easy after this one. One of their last resources is just send some flaming balls on after me. Oh, this dude? No, this dude I fear. This is actually where I stopped playing the DLC the first time that I approached it, but the cannons don't actually target you, they just shoot their set location, so you can kind of bob and weave in between them or shoot other people. And in the DLC they have new weapons like timed Molotovs. They're so gentlemanlike, they'll be patient before the explosion. Oh nah, what type of beast are you? He just straight up flew. I checked the blood gem situation, and we're stacked. We also have a blood gem that'll increase blood attack by 21.6% along with other one. Oh my god. And also I remember we forgot to fight Ebrietas. She's large, she's thick, so I wanted to try the blunderbuss with the bone marrow ash, and it's not too bad. What is too bad is this 2-hit combo. I actually don't know how to avoid that dodge attack. Okay, step 1, get hit with the human blood. Step 2, discombobulate. We were able to avoid the frenzy damage by being in the riposte animation. Oh, you also gotta call beyond, bro. Why does everyone just decide to cheat in these games? And with these new blood gems, we're able to almost hit like 700 damage per swipe. Oh. No way.
That's it? What was that, 3 attempts?
Abriatus was always difficult for me, so I think I'm very over-prepared for this fight. But that's the last boss we gotta kill in the vanilla game. Now it's time to actually move on to the DLC, I'm sorry. Oh no, you're not sucking me up today, bad boy.
What? Jesus Christ, man.
There's a shortcut leading us to our first lamp, and we also find this nice gentleman.
You're a hunter with your sanity, aren't you? Must have taken a wrong turn then, eh? Well, we're more alike than you think. This is the hunter's nightmare, where hunters end up when drunk with blood. You've seen them before. Aimless, wandering hunters slavering like beasts. This is what the poor fools have to look forward to. So, don't be brash. Turn back before it's too late. Unless you've something of an interest in nightmares. Oh yes, I see. You sense a secret within the nightmare and cannot bear to let it be. As if the spirit of Bergenberg lives on within you. Such inquisitive hunters will relish the nightmare. Beware. Secrets are secrets for a reason, and some do not wish to see them uncovered. Especially when the secrets are particularly unseemly.
These dudes take too many attacks, man. And in this cave, we find a hunter with a Gatling gun.
It costs $400,000 to fire this weapon for 12 seconds.
I decided the best move was to get in, get the chunks, and piss right off. There were a lot of enemies, so I decided to just run past like all of them.
This looks incredibly bad. This looks incredibly possible.
You're not allowed to use these explosives to bust up all right up on me. I'm Johnny Sins, bro. I bust on y'all. We have a lamp that's pretty close by to our first DLC boss and a fan favorite of many, Ludwig.
Help. Silent.
At the beginning, he's actually a beast, so he's very quick, very spontaneous. I don't know his next move.
Come on, buddy.
With Bone Marrow Ash, this pistol is still doing a lot of damage, but it's nowhere near taking down most of the health bar. This attack is a nice punish window if I actually transformed my damn Chikage. And for 2 of my attempts, I die straight up because of the dash. I'm not good with dealing with those on most bosses in these games. I decided I would whittle his health bar down first with the repeating pistol, and anytime he gets staggered, I would go in with the Chikage. It takes all 10 Bone Marrow Ashes and all my blood bullets, but we do get him down to phase 2.
You were at my side all along. My true mentor, my guiding moonlight.
Now he knows we mean business. He decided to lean in his gaming chair and fight like a man, not a beast. I will say in phase 2 he's not as quick, so we ran out of bullets for our gun, but honestly that's not even a big deal since it's easier to just stand next to him and attack.
Just don't get greedy. Got greedy.
I don't think I've ever actually seen this attack though, and it just ends up killing me. My assumption after it is that I actually have to try and go behind him as he does it. I just wanted to state that these moonlight attacks are goddamn gorgeous. And again, in this phase, it's just much easier to actually stick by his side, and even then, his sword attacks don't deal that much damage.
Grab his fucking twisted! Oh, twist!
I wasn't able to test my theory on this attack, but I was able to survive. We get those W's, and I'm just going to show you the last few minutes of me fighting this dude. This was honestly a fun fight. It took us around 7 attempts to get it in the end. I think like 5 of my deaths were due to his first phase, and I'm gonna say I'm not a big fan of it, but also I'm kinda trash. But the vibe I was getting when we were in phase 2 actually going against Ludwig instead of the beast he was pretty sick. And now we're gonna move on to what would be some of the real horrors that come from the world of Bloodborne. We have a chance to talk to Ludwig after his defeat.
Good hunter, have you seen the thread of light? Just a hair, a fleeting thing. Yet I clung to it, steeped as I was in the stench of blood and beasts. I never wanted to know what it really was. Really, I didn't.
Girl got me neighing like a hell horse. Johnny has that effect on him. Johnny gets him. Bro, I got her slobbing on my knob like that.
Tell me, good hunter of the church, have you seen the light? Are my church hunters the honorable Spartans? I hoped they would be.
And for his sake, I decided to just lie and tell him yes.
Ah, good. That is a relief. To know I did not suffer such denigration for nothing. Thank you kindly. Now I may sleep in peace. Even in this darkest of nights, I see the moonlight.
And this dude in this cell over here is actually holding our next Bloodtinge weapon.
Are you a hunter? Well, that's very odd. Do you hear the toll of the bell? Lie. Such petties will be your undoing. The beast you seek will not be found here. Go back to your hut, and you have the chance to put this night behind you. Places better left untouched, secrets better left alone. Only fools can see.
We also find the Fists of Grazia. This woman must have been throwing absolute haymakers We fight two hunters, one with more projectiles and one more up close, so I use this coffin to give us some protection. And it's pretty simple, whittle down the close ranged fighter and let this Hawkeye player feel the wrath of the Chikage up close. After killing them, they won't respond, so we go up and activate this elevator. We get Lawrence's skull and enter a building full of horrors, the research hall. People whose heads have been cut open just so they can have their eyes snatched from them.
Can someone, anyone, see my eyes? I'm afraid I've dropped them in a puddle. Everything is pale now.
I feel bad for fighting them, but these patients are actual enemies. In here, people beg for their existence to end.
It frightens me, and it rises from its very depths.
They also got some bookshelf traps out here. Yo, I forgot to get you a parachute! And there's an NPC here that requires amniotic brain fluid.
Is that you, Lady Maria? No. You're someone else. Please, could you do something for me? I need brain fluid. Murky, mushy brain fluid.
Blop. Blop. Oh no, come on, I just finished Dark Souls. There was a hunter up here wondering why I have more than 0% HP. That shouldn't be it, so he decides to rectify that issue. I do decide I should start attacking behind them since they can't parry me like that, unless they pull a... Then I should be safe. I really don't have any words. This place is just sad.
Lady Maria, I'm a robin. Will I ever grow up and become an egg? What say you? Lady Maria. Lady Maria, say something. Anything.
We actually have to punch them to get the brain fluid that we need for the other NPC. We go back in the base game because there's an item that I want to get, so we have to duel this guy in fair combat. After he's dead, there's also someone else that we have to fight, and it's tough. And after doing that, we get the Madaras Whistle, which is a hunter tool that actually scales off of Bloodtinge. The stats are on the Bloodborne wiki, but I'm going to put the ones I have for Bloodtinge 40. But this will cost you about 4 blood bullets. And it also deals arcane damage, so we have a different source of damage now with this. Be careful because it's aimed at your feet and it can also damage you in the process. So you're going to want to time it well, probably on bigger beasts that are slower and can't move as well. We go back and give this person the brain fluid.
Oh, thank you. You're terribly kind. Oh, it's wonderful. Oh, I hear the sticky sound. Do you hear it too? Oh, I know. Will you have my blood as thanks? I'll have you know, I was once a blood saint too, so do come back if you ever run dry of saint's blood.
We see an extra result of the experiments they put these people through. We ascend higher so we can move the stairs to allow us to enter the next boss. There's also another sack here we have to violate in order to get all that fluid up in their brain.
Is all I can offer, other than my own blood.
We're granted a key that actually allows us to go outside. There's a bunch of enemies with projectiles out here, but you can just take them on one at a time. It's best to do that. Look at this damage. And we get a hunter tool we can't use because it scales off of arcane. I've been saving the blood rock because I didn't know if I want to use it on the Chikage, but I do have an opportunity to get another one, so we just decide to make it plus 10. And after 2 brain fluids, this NPC is just there in the corner.
Just one last time. The murky, mushy fluid that will make me whole. The sticky sound whispers to me, so very close, right into my ear. In my head, just a head, that's all there is. I need my baptism. Please, I beg of you. I want to be something.
And the last one we have to give to her is actually hiding inside of her.
I see a shape. My guide, I see your voice, clearly as it bends and bleeds. My own revelation, just for me. Thank you for everything. Although I used to be nothing.
I know it's just a game, but just on the off chance, I hope that none of you don't believe you are worth nothing. I really do hope that you guys love yourselves. Don't let your value be put in someone else's hands. You got this, bro. I don't know what you might be going through, but you got this. And now we take on the next boss, the Living Failures. This is actually an excellent chance to try out the whistle, and honestly the damage isn't that bad, but I swear a repeating pistol with the bone marrow ash would just do much better. It's just my go-to. They are more like still sitting heavy hitters, but they're pretty weak and they all have individual health bars. But those health bars also contribute to the boss's overall HP. The real problem is their phase 2. When they get to a certain point of HP, they'll call upon the cosmos to start rocking my and I was caught by complete surprise and I just didn't go to a place to hide.
Yeah, you did, you dummy.
Second run, I mostly just went with the Chikage. I can heal off any damage they really do to me, so it's completely fine. Once they entered phase 2, I mostly just used this big flower as a wall to avoid getting hit with any of these like meteorites. And again, they're already on low HP, so we just take out one more, and we took on the Living Failures in about 2 attempts. I still can't believe we died one time to this dude. But that's the way it goes, and the next boss is just right in front of us. Through these doors is the Astral Clock Tower, and I put on this giant head so that Maria could give it a little smooch during the cutscene.
A corpse should be left well alone. Secrets beckon so sweetly.
do this. Oh! She attacks so quick that I kind of have to predict when she's about to try and hit me. I'm Johnny Sins. I know how to read women like books. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm guessing when she has like 60% HP, she decides to go into phase 2 where she's using more blood attacks with more range. That time of the month, am I right, fellas? Phase 2 was honestly just more of phase 1. We were still getting a lot of ripostes. But this fight actually got serious when she reached phase 3. She was cleaving through my HP. No! Oh! I'm alive? I had to constantly heal, and I had a lot of vials and bullets, but as you see in the top left, they just ran out quick. She just has so much range, and to me it feels impossible to actually react to when she's hitting you. You have to have a timer in your head to know when she's about to attack. First attempt was very crazy right there. First attempt was nuts. Oh, there was a certain point where I thought I was gonna die from my own bleed. Oh, there's no way to use the failures and proceed to dumpster the home. Orphan is next, and he's literally considered one of the most difficult bosses in the entire series, so I decided to use as many blood echoes as I can to just level up, and we put it all into that firepower. I put a lot into Bloodtinge. With Maria now gone and no one left to defend it, we can move on in to the fishing hamlet. And down there's Yharnam, right? Again, I can barely see it, but that's Yharnam down there, or something, somewhere underneath all this.
Child, mercy, oh, please. Atonement for the wretches. Lay the curse of blood upon them, and their children, and their children's children forevermore. Each wretched blood will plunge each child into a lifetime of misery.
I think these enemies are the residents of the hamlet, and they look very fish-like. And it looks like they have some black magic or something going on here. How long are y'all gonna follow me? There's also another enemy notorious in DLC, the shark giant, and many people say this should just straight up have been a boss. But honestly, this one wasn't really that bad. Like, he was fine to take down. As long as he doesn't have weapons or I have to go against 2 of them, I should be fine. How have y'all been practicing? They almost have good enough aim to be hitting me. Almost, not really. Bro, are you for real? Fish dogs? Oh, you have an anchor. Oh, we are cheesing you today, sir. I promise you that. And I think right here we find a hunter named Simon.
Who are you? I'm afraid I've made a botch of things. Oh, I can hear the bell now. The beast-eyed assassin. He's after me. Again. and again. It never ends. Please, I need you to do something. This village is the true secret, testament to the old sins. It feeds this hunter's nightmare. Please, bring to an end the horror, so our forefathers sinned. We hunters cannot bear their weight forever. It isn't fair. It just isn't fair.
After giving on his bone blade, you'll see that its regular form just relies on skill for its scaling, and the blood damage actually comes from its transformed attack when it's an actual bow. So honestly, I won't really be using this weapon at all. Now, for a real Bloodtinge weapon, we actually have to backtrack a bit and fight this dude. He doesn't give us the weapon we're looking for, but he's defending the area where we're going to get the weapon we're looking for. And the wielder is just behind this door.
Look who's here. Welcome to my quarters. I've never entertained a guest before. Are you going to kill me? After all you've done, kill me. As if to right your wrongs.
In order to acquire it, he won't put up a fight. We just have to end this man.
Nothing changes. Such is the nature of man.
And now we get the blood letter. Untransformed, it's more of like a strength mace type weapon, and to transform it, it takes about 25% of your HP, but in exchange it gets blood attack and will deal physical and blood damage and scale off of Bloodtinge, and when you get it to plus 10, that's an S scaling. Instead of fast and quick like the Chikage, it's slow and heavy hitting. I know before I said I wouldn't use the chalice for levels, but I wouldn't have been able to use the blood letter if I didn't do that, so I'm sorry. I did use it to get enough strength to actually wield this thing.
The lie will remain a lie.
And after that little bit of betrayal, we bring it on up to a nice plus 10, and we were able to buy the blood rock with our insight, so don't worry, I didn't cheat that in. And we move our gems around to the blood letter to let that damage just rise up. This dude wanted to put the shocks on me, so he's gonna be our first test for the damage of this thing. 2 shots. Yeah, this thing is ridiculous, and its wide sweeps also allow us to crowd control. I'm killing him too quick to stand still for these lightning bolts out here. I didn't take damage from any of that? We get a shortcut that brings us back to the lamp next to Simon when he died, and it's time to face Orphan Akas. My heart was pounding when I was walking into the arena. Orphan is quick, fast, and to take notice of the arm they're swinging at you with. If you go right when they're attacking right, they're probably still gonna hit you even if you dodge well. And they pretty much have a get off me button whenever they do this attack. I will say it seems like there's a lot of attacks where you can continue your momentum by dodging into him. Also right here, even though we do get hit, we do get enough HP back. And we managed to get Kaz into phase 2 on our first attempt. And even though he's far away, he can pretty much just chase us down with a long lunge. And I think there are a bit of delays to attack, making me dodge when I really shouldn't. And this is my first time experiencing his lightning attack, which strikes the middle of the arena and will continue spreading out until it ends at the edges. Like even right here when I feel like I dodged correct, his weapon was still able to hit me because it's dragging on the floor. Honestly, some of my attempts, I just panicked when the lightning came out because I thought I had to look back at it and I couldn't look at Kaz, and I was very anxious during it. And I had some good runs, but I just thought it took so much of my being just to get to this point. I felt like whenever we were getting down to 30%, I was already just losing steam, and my motivation was plummeting, rethinking, damn, I gotta do that again. And in the next fight, I died very quick, and it did not help my faith at all. But eventually, the pieces started clicking. Oh yeah, get out of here. Oh, we're done. Oh my god, we're done. We still have Lawrence. Boom, shakalaka type moment. It's over. You can finally go to rest.
Sweet child of course, returned to the ocean. A bottomless curse, a bottomless sea, accepting of all that there is and can be.
It took us about 7 attempts to beat Orphan of Kaz, and honestly that's just the last roadblock we need to beat Bloodborne. That was the most difficult thing in front of us, and we just went right past it. And even with its difficulty, it was honestly one of the funnest bosses I've ever gone up against. That was cinema. After that, we decided to start chowing down on our 4 umbilical cords. In the well, it was tricky fighting this shark thing because when you get it to half health, another one appears that you have to fight, but using the shaman bone blade, it'll actually force them to fight each other, allowing them to die quickly, because I wanted to get the Rakuyo to see if it had any blood attacks like Maria. It doesn't. That was just a waste of time. There's only one more fight left in the DLC, and that's Lawrence. Let's just get this over with. Lawrence is really just the cleric beast. Wait a minute. But on fire. Like, some of his attacks do have a little AoE around them, but just go behind and you'll be fine. Just start munching on them cheeks. But it looks like at around like 40% health, you just cripple the man. And with that, he'll just start pooling lava all over the place. Which means you do have to kind of fight him head on. And if he traps you in a corner while he's doing these attacks, you're going to be taking a lot of HP. How the f***? So honestly, this was just time for old reliable. And with a couple of shots, Lawrence goes down on the first attempt. And he did bring me down to around 3 vials, but that's because I wanted to fight him mano-a-mano. Once I pulled out the blicky, nah, it was over for him. I should have just stayed at that range. Just so we can try it, I upgraded the bow blade so we can bring it into the fight with Yharnam.
Good hunter, you've done well. The night is near its end. Now, I will show you mercy. You will die, forget the dream, and awake under the morning sun. You will be freed from this terrible hunter's dream. Dear, oh dear, what was it? The hunt, the blood, or the horrible dream? Oh, it doesn't matter. It always comes down to the hunter's helper to clean up after these sorts of messes.
We start the fight strong by missing our first shot. He can dodge our projectiles, so instead of going for charge attacks, I go with lighter, quick attacks. Can I really shoot an arrow at him at this speed? He's so strong, he's taking my own Mario and Luigi combo edits. With a little bit of distance, I do shoot arrows at him, but honestly it feels like I should have just brought out the gun. There's this one attack where he starts to face the moon, and it's a really long charge, so we can just wail on him with a couple of arrows. I'm not gonna lie, I think this wind attack you have to go back instead of forward. And we don't have that good of an upgrade bow blade, and we ran out of vials, and we do die to Yharnam. I said f*** it, and I brought the blood letter, and you can instantly see the difference in damage. Even with him powered up, we can just push on through, and we just kill him with a repeating pistol. That was kinda underwhelming. Okay. Sorry, Yharnam. You literally just walked for that. And now, for the last boss in Bloodborne, the Moon Presence. The one disadvantage of this fight is it happens right after Yharnam, so we didn't have a chance to refill anything, but it's fine. The blood letter is definitely plenty enough. And they have this one attack that brings us down to 1 HP, but they have to recharge after that, so we're fine to just heal up and go and get some Rowie. And the last fight was pretty easy. We even ended the same way we took out the last boss, by just shooting at it. It's the same way I ended Yharnam. Just 2 shots, bro. I didn't even have to bone marrow you. But the final boss in Bloodborne, and we're done.
Are you cold? Oh, good hunter.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I never attempted a Bloodtinge build before, but I will say the potential we had the repeating pistol just helped us a lot through the game, and then the Chikage really was the supplement to it. It's definitely a weak build before we get to Gascoigne, but after that and when we start getting Bone Marrow Ash, it really just starts getting that momentum. We did hit a bit of a roadblock with Martyr Logarius, because he was the thing that was in between us and the Chikage. But that weapon just deals so much damage, man. Again, if you stuck all the way through, thank you so much. If you want, drop a like, maybe subscribe. Because I am actually planning on playing Elden Ring and seeing how viable faith is in that game. If you want to check me out while I'm streaming it, I'm actually going to be playing it March 26th. And I'm going to be starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, happy 10-year anniversary to Bloodborne. This was actually my introduction to Souls games. It was probably around 5 or 6 years ago when I got started. It might be less, but I don't fully remember. So again, I appreciate all of you, and I do hope all of you guys are doing well. And if anyone needs to hear this, just know you're loved. I love you. I appreciate you. Just because of so many factors that go on in life, it really just throws a wrench in our plans. I'll let you know, I've been there. I'm in there, in this current situation. But there is still so much to fight for in this life. Don't let someone take it away from you. And I know from time to time it might feel easier to just not tell anyone anything and to just self-isolate your feelings. And it doesn't help. Find someone to talk to. Human connection really is just one of the most important things in our lives. Always remember, you're strong. You're strong. Whatever you're going through, just go a little bit farther. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll be playing Elden Ring soon, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.